channel today, and we are doing a brand new Sims 3 speed build today. And so today is definitely a really great day just because I am building once again in the Sims 3, and it feels like it's been a year since I've last built in this game. Just because, I don't know, this game really got me excited to be creative and spontaneous with all my colors, my color palette, and see what I could really do when it comes to designing and furnishing and doing all of it, basically. And I'm really proud on how well this house turned out in the very end results, just because I was going to initially upload this build on the 3rd of February 2019 for the Sims 19th anniversary, but I got so busy that I really couldn't physically and emotionally and mentally finish the whole build to the full extent on the way I wanted to do. So I decided to take a little bit of a break to not uploading videos and kind of just see what I really wanted to do with this house and other videos until the end of time, basically. And honestly, when I took that break, I got really inspired to come back to this house, build it the way I wanted to do, and see what world I wanted to start in. So I'm in the world of Sunset Valley, which is the base game world that came with the Sims 3 base game, just because it is like the less laggiest world that came with the Sims 3. But then I realized I started playing in it, got inspired to build a little bit more, and I made it a lot bigger, which is not a good thing for my emotional health, because the bigger the build, the longer it takes me. So this build took me 3 days to build, furnish, and do all the exterior and everything. So I started to build this house on the 4th of February, came back 3 days later on the 7th to finish it, and then also the 8th of February to go ahead and finish the exterior, some of the furnishing area as well. And it was actually really good that I took those 3 days to basically make this house the way I wanted to do, because the Sims 3 is heavily detailed with like their, their landscaping or all like their plants and bushes and whatnot. And especially with the color wheel, it takes me a while, because since I am a quote-unquote graphic designer and I love designing things with like a bunch of colors and mix and matching things together, or matching things basically in the Sims, I wanted to take my time with this. And when it comes to The Sims 2 and 3, I really take my time when it comes to gameplay, making my Sims, my houses, and how is it going to look in the end result, just because those two games, hand in hand, really made me happy the way I wanted to play my game and how I want to build my houses. And so coming from The Sims 2 to The Sims 3 is completely different. My gameplay style changed so much. I was more drama-filled in The Sims 2, but when I came to The Sims 3, I was more like wholesome and family orientated, and kind of played with the game with the families and all the gameplay aspects that came with The Sims 3 and the packs coming on and so on and so forth. So let me know down in the comments below, as always, what was the first Sims game that you first initially started with, and what did you like about that game the most? I expect a paragraph, because I love interacting with you guys a lot in the comments and also on Twitch, just chatting with you guys, see what you guys are up to on your day-to-day lives and everything, as always. So again, I say, let me know in the comments below, what was the first Sims game that you initially started with, and why do you like the game so much that you continue to play it every single day? I just feel really happy. I don't know, just taking a couple of days off really made my mind more clear of what I really wanted in life and what I really wanted to go forth with this channel and what I really wanted to do. And I'm happy to say that I have a lot of things coming out this year where I think I always wanted to do, but never really had like the courage or the willpower to do it all, basically. So this month I have all things coming, and then next month I have a brand new series that used to be on my channel before. It was like a building series, you probably know it. It's called Design and Decorate, where I basically built houses in The Sims 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I kind of like wanted to go into like other games, but it didn't really work out well for me during that time. And so I want to say that I'm bringing back that series on March. Can't figure out what the date is because I still have to plan out everything, but I do have the date set for March. I just have to build the first house or the first 4 houses to get them all filmed, uploaded, and everything, so they can go up on time and get things started. It was basically a weekly series that I had on my channel, where each week I built a house in The Sims 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all of them were different styles of houses and different furnishing styles. But this year, I kind of want to bring that back, but also include like Minecraft and try and rebuilding houses in other video games in The Sims. And I feel with The Sims and Minecraft, they kind of go hand in hand together with me because they're both very creative and can basically do anything that you want in the game. And so Minecraft will be involved. And I want to learn how to use the that free will camera that everyone uses. Like I know that Joel, who is Small Beans, and Scott, who's dang it's a long name on YouTube, like those two people I watch a lot on YouTube when it comes to like building, because Scott has like this Minecraft makeover series, and Joel does like this different styles of houses in Minecraft that you could build. And I just watched one of his videos on how to build correctly in Minecraft, and I got a lot of knowledge from that. And then like the next video after that, I was watching Scott's Minecraft makeover video of like this flying above sky house that he made over. And honestly, I got inspired from that too. So I might practice building in Minecraft before I like actually record everything, and I can get, familiarized with all like the building and everything and the tools and, deco craft. So if you guys like have any tips or tricks about Minecraft that you would like to share with me, please let me know on Twitter or Discord or whatever, or even the comments, so I can write them down, put them in my notebook, put them on my calendar, my schedule, so I can remember them and kind of be a pro, just like the Minecraft pros you all know and love on YouTube. This is a Sims video, not Minecraft, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there in a video so you guys know what I'm really like up to basically. And even though I don't upload daily anymore, I've just been more, not really self-conscious, more aware of what I should do and how I should do it, and learn to take breaks and learn to actually breathe for once. Because this year I have a lot of classes and I'm a full-time student with a job, and I stream almost every single day on Twitch, link down below, great time. So basically I'm a very, very busy person when it comes to like literally everything, because my mind is like going 50 miles per minute, where my mouth, when I speak, cannot comprehend on what I'm saying or what I'm thinking or how I'm going to say it correctly. Because the majority of the time, I tend to ramble a lot, as you can see now in this video. 7 minutes into the build, I have a lot to talk about, and this video will probably go up late, but we will definitely see on how far I can go, because I am not going back to the very beginning 7 minutes back to re-record. Okay? Okay. So I want you also to let me know in the comments, if you're watching up to this point into this video, you are the true MVP, because most of the time I know people click off in the like first 2 to 3 minutes of the video because I'm probably very annoying and then probably don't understand what I'm saying. Okay, but either way, I'm just gonna say that if you guys have any building requests that I should build in The Sims 3, let me know in the comments, because I will write them down. And I know a lot of you guys actually asked a lot of like requests that I should build in The Sims 2, 3, 1, or 4, whatever game. I will get to them because I want to do them all, because that will probably help my building funk, but also get your guys' requests out there, because the majority of you guys download my builds all the time, which I appreciate a lot. And I have to say that the next build I will probably end up building in The Sims 2 is a hair salon, because a few of you guys actually commented on the community tab and also in my last video that I should build a hair salon, and I'm excited because Open for Business is about to come through with The Sims 2. I love it. Okay, so for this build, as I need to really explain on how many bedrooms, how large is this house. It's very large. It's extremely expensive. It's over 200,000 simoleons, so it's quite expensive for a sim, or 5, depends on your living style. So there are actually about 5 bedrooms. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 bedrooms and about 3 bathrooms. Actually, no, there's 4 bathrooms, 5 bedrooms, and the living room is like very good in a way. And I was just counting because I have my game open. so I can see everything, you know? So initially, this is a big house, and I'm pretty sure in the Sims 2 house, nothing looks the same. The exterior probably looks the same, mostly for like the wallpaper and how the build looks exactly the same. Everything else is literally different because every single game, Sims 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, are extremely and heavily and just flat out different. The graphics, the gameplay, the building, how everything looks. It looks like an actual house. And when I play The Sims 3, I'm like, what am I playing? Am I playing with real life nowadays? Because I honestly have a hard time trying to figure out, am I playing The Sims or am I playing with real life? Because my gameplay style is half wholesome and half drama. It used to be all wholesome, but then I kind of, I wanted to add a little bit of drama, see what I could do. And let's just say that I went a little bit to extreme with all my drama-filled families. And I have this one family called the SpringSims family, and they're the most wholesome family I have ever played in my entire life, that I kind of want to build them a new house and I might move them in because they do have 3 kids. They're already married and they live in a very small cramped house in what's the world called? Ann Arbor, I believe. It's a custom world by MsGryphi.com, and I have them live there because it's a good world, but I kind of want to move them into this house, even though it's like a lot bigger than what they're used to and quite expensive. I'm pretty sure that they can afford it, but I wish like one day in The Sims that we could officially, or one day, hopefully, that we could maybe possibly apply for a mortgage. But in reality, you can apply for a mortgage, but in The Sims, even though it's like a life simulation game, I feel like I want so many things in The Sims that we just can't have because, like, graphic wise and optimization wise, that will probably impact the game if we added all these things that we wanted. Like the color wheel will probably make your game laggy. So I'm kind of glad that we don't have it in The Sims 4, but I would like more swatches, to be honest, though. And The Sims 3 has, like, L-shaped stairs, spiral staircases, all these different things that I like, and I'm pretty sure that I probably use store content in this build, because I don't know what is and what is not store content most of the time. Even though you can see it in the icon of, like, the objects, most of them don't have the icons, and I know I've downloaded a lot of store content lately in my game, and they don't have the icon. They don't have like that little shopping bag with the plum pop on an icon next to the object. So I'm pretty sure it might be base game. Might be wrong. I don't use object custom content in any of my builds just because I build so much for YouTube that I don't really have the time or the patience really to link every single object that I probably will be using in that build. So I just like don't download it at all. I will end up probably downloading custom content objects, but for my own personal gameplay instead of building, because why not? Because in my 100 baby challenge in The Sims 4, what I do is I have like these toddler beds, these toddler bunk beds, and I like them. They're so easy and efficient and they don't hold up too much space, so I use them. But yeah, and I don't know, I like custom content. I just don't like using it in speed builds, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, but it probably does. But we move on from that said thing. And I have to say, now that I'm thinking about, I did use build CC in my Sims 1 build, because there's a lot of plants in that build that I used that it was custom content. So build CC in The Sims 4 too, not 3. I might do it. We will definitely see in the future. So for my initial impression, or like my initial thought process for this house, I wanted to add a lot of creative things. So that's why I added like the art easel and the architectural drafting board easel thing in the living room. But I also wanted to add like a science room, because one of my Sims that I have in mind is my current house with the SpringSims. One of the kids is actually dabbling in in like a sciencey type of way. And I wanted to give him one of like his own personal room where he could just, study art, like what's it called, potions and science basically. So I added like his own little science room, and I also added a skeleton and also a whiteboard in the living room so I can have all those. And then some of the rooms are actually there's like 5 bedrooms upstairs. It's like a lot of rooms. One of the rooms actually has a has a crib in it, because initially I wasn't gonna use it for the SpringSims, but now I'm like starting to think, what if they have like another baby and they use like this extra room as like a guest room, but until they have like, actual people living in their house or actual people visiting their house for a couple of days, they'll use that room as a baby room. So basically, I think that that room will be used as a baby's room until that baby grows up, or if one of my kids has a teen pregnancy or is a teen parent, because they have 3 boys. So if they end up getting someone pregnant, I will literally force them to take care of that baby and put that baby in my house so I can take care of it and move on with my day. So whichever comes first, because pretty sure this whole family is actually kind of literally crazy when it comes to like having kids, because I did not play my game for like 2 days. I left my game open for at least 7 hours, and that was a terrible idea, because I came back to my game of having not 1 kid but 2 kids. I only had 1 kid at the time. I ended up with 2 kids. So never leave your game open or you'll have more kids than normal, and you'll realize, where did all these kids come from? Where did all this money come from? Even though the money part, I'm not complaining, because we have over 100,000 simoleons living in a 2-bedroom house, which initially was a 1-bedroom house in Ann Arbor. So I mean, hey, the more money the merrier, and I like that. And as we move on to the outside of the house, I wanted to put a fire pit outside, because I don't really technically always put fire pits in my house or any of my houses, just because I don't see a purpose in them until just today. Because, it's like a late at night, 9 p.m. on a hot summer's day, or even in the winter, when you just want to have a bit of a campfire with all your friends and family or whoever, or throw a party, and you want them to just go sit outside and relax and just have fun and just talk about old times and talk about, their family and what they're going to do in their future, because sooner enough, my kids will be going off to university soon, and I really want them to just, reflect on what their lives could be, or what they want their lives to be in the future, or what their life could be, basically, if they end up going to college or not, or how they could go to college but also be very successful while not being in college. So like, they have 2 options of whatever they want to do. So I wanted them to like think about that and think about life and their life and stuff. I don't know. What am I talking about? I literally am just rambling on because I have nothing else to talk about but the build. But I like to tell stories a lot, and I usually tell stories in my builds a lot, like based on a family that I will probably end up creating, or I just talk about on the top of my head. And usually that happens all the time, where I come up with a family's backstory at the top of my head as I'm thinking, and I forget about it until someone reminds me. So probably my next speed build, I'll probably come up with like a different storyline for another family, but for now, it's for my SpringSims, and I want to talk about more about them for the next 6 to 7 minutes right now in this video. So the SpringSims, you probably know them. I've only made, I think, two videos around them. I have one sim named Jo Sorensen, who I started with. She is like the main character, the main sim of this whole family. And then we have, I think Eric Ortiz, I think that's what his name is. Eric Ortiz, who is actually Hector Hector's brother, Hector's married to Joe. Hector's brother named Eric, I believe, is a rebel young adult who dropped out of college too early, got married to this like random lady he just barely met in college, had a baby, and the girl broke up with him, left him for another person who used to be very abusive to her earlier in her life. And it wasn't a fun relationship for her. But when she met Eric, it was a fun and fresh time. Broke up, moved out. Eric is now a single father. And he probably actually has another kid because, as I said, he's a rebel young adult. And he had like a one-night stand in Bridgeport one time when he was like actually a senior in college. And he was like, I want to, party it up like it's like 1995 all over again and go to Bridgeport and drink a little bit. So he did that, met this lady, had a one-night stand, and I'm pretty sure that she already had his kid and is basically, just like living her best life, not telling him whatsoever. And so I'm very concerned that he might have 2 kids roaming in the world with his genetics. And that's not a good thing. And as for Hector, he is living literally his best and amazing life with his like wife and 3 kids. And I'm pretty proud of him because he met Joe at a nectar farm, and it was a great time. They had the first date there. They met, love at first sight. They dated. They got married, and they got engaged, then married. Had their first kid. Had their 2 other kids that I did not know about, and now they're thinking about having their 4th and final child because I cannot deal with any more kids. And Joe has developed a little bit has acquired a hobby of horseback riding, and that is why I built a horse themed room. And when I was building this, let me tell you, my friend Kayla, you all know her, little Simsy on YouTube and Twitch and everywhere else, she has acquired a name called Horse Girl, and that's very funny, but it's not true. She's not really a horse girl. I don't know why people call her a horse girl, but people said in her chat a lot, and so I was like, let's build a horse theme room around that said meme, which is probably not a meme anymore, but at the time it was. But we move on from that, basically. So I wanted to build a very a horse theme room because of Joe's hobby, but also Kayla, and I felt like it was a good room to have all of this in the color purple because I kind of like it, and it seems very nice to have something like that in this house. So when I was coming back to this build on the 8th of February, I was building the whole parts of the 2nd floor. Later on, when I was already done with the entire house, the back garden, the whole the part of the 2nd floor, I forgot to I had my OBS running and recording all the time, and I forgot to capture my screen, so I kind of lost half of my progress of the 2nd floor. So yeah, you're only basically seeing me redoing this said bedroom because initially I had this whole bedroom done and some of the other rooms done. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to have only one bedroom being furnished, or at least 2 or 3. I want to have at least 4 bedrooms being furnished in this video. So what I did is I deleted every single piece of furniture in this room and redid the whole entire thing. And I feel like that this room turned out better than the first try. Even though it looks exactly the same, but still different, I think I did quite so well. I don't know. I feel like this video is more relaxed than normal, because I'm breathing actually and sighing a lot, but it means to me that I'm actually being calm for once, and it feels great. So this whole house is fully furnished, but most of the rooms are kind of a little bit more open than normal, and I didn't really want to clutter this house way too much because I know me, I love clutter, but clutter can be a lot for most people. So I tried to limit myself on the amount of objects I'll be putting in every room, and keep it to the very minimalist state, but not being minimal, if that makes any sense. So give or take a few, this house is pretty neat. But as we move on to the screenshots, as you can see here, the whole house looks freaking fantastic. I actually kind of like how every single room turned out to be, and I'm still like learning how to furnish in The Sims 3, because the more I build, the more I furnish, the better I get. And so I feel like that the more I furnish and the more I build, I'll get better at it, and it'll become more easier and more natural. And granted, the living room is a living room, so you would expect a lot of like objects in that said room, and especially the bedrooms. So I just gotta work on my landscaping a little bit more, some of the other rooms to work around all of that nonsense, and see where I can go from there. And we're only going up from here, basically. And I'm living my best life, playing The Sims. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, as always, of what you thought of this build. Let me know what build I should do next in The Sims 3, 2, 4, or 1. Just let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the very next video. Bye!